Arhat's story began on one of the hottest days of the year. The poor dog lay motionless near a fence, seeking what little shade it provided. Neighbors whispered that he had been there for 3 weeks, surviving only on the occasional scraps his owner left behind before disappearing again. He was weak, his body crying out from hunger and exhaustion, and his eyes filled with sorrow. One day, a kind stranger noticed Arhat and brought him food and water. The dog's reaction was heart-wrenching. Tears welled up in his eyes as he devoured the meal, a mix of gratitude and despair evident in his every move. The stranger could not bear to leave him there any longer and resolved to uncover why Arhat was unable to get up. The journey to recovery would not be easy. The stranger decided to take Arhat in, naming him after the miracles they hoped would unfold. They learned about his plight by chance during a visit to a store, a coincidence that felt like divine intervention. Determined to help, they prepared for a trip to Moscow the very next day to seek the medical attention he so desperately needed. Arhat was nervous as they set off, his eyes darting around anxiously. Once at the clinic, blood tests and x-rays revealed the heartbreaking truth. His spine was developing unevenly due to a congenital issue. The breeder, in an attempt to produce a large dog, had inadvertently caused these developmental errors. The surgeon regretfully informed them that surgery was not an option. Instead, Arhat would need consistent physical therapy to regain mobility. Despite some initial improvements, Arhat seemed reluctant to engage in the exercises. Days turned into weeks, and his progress stagnated. His new caregiver couldn't understand why, until one fateful day when Arhat met another dog named Tagir. Watching Tagir walk seemed to spark something within him. For the first time, Arhat showed a genuine desire to move. He longed to leave his cage and experience life on all fours once more. The breakthrough marked the beginning of Arhat's rehabilitation journey. His caregiver introduced a wheelchair to aid his movement. Though unfamiliar and challenging at first, Arhat gave it his all. Each small victory was met with tears of joy and renewed hope. To strengthen his muscles, his caregiver placed food bowls at a distance, encouraging him to reach for them. The sight of Arhat's determination brought both pain and pride to those who cared for him. There were moments of doubt, times when the caregiver felt overwhelmed by the enormity of the task. But they held on to the belief that diamonds are formed under pressure. Slowly but surely, Arhat's efforts bore fruit. 10 months of relentless dedication culminated in a miracle. Arhat walked again. His recovery was a journey marked by smiles, tears, and unyielding perseverance. The once frail and hopeless dog transformed into a healthy, vibrant companion. Arhat's resilience inspired everyone around him. He became a living testament to the power of love and determination. Arhat's story is one that profoundly resonates, not just as an example of animal resilience, but as a testament to the power of compassion and determination. It invites us to reflect on the responsibilities we bear toward the animals in our lives and how transformative love and care can be when extended to those in need. This tale begins with the heartbreaking reality of neglect. For weeks, Arhat lay by a fence, relying on sporadic scraps of food from an indifferent owner. His condition was a direct result of human oversight, a reminder of the ripple effects of careless decisions. Whether it be breeding practices, prioritizing physical traits over health, or abandoning a loyal companion in his time of need. These actions serve as a grim backdrop to a story that ultimately shifts toward hope and redemption. What strikes me most is the emotional depth of Arhat's reaction to kindness. When the stranger offered food and water, his tears showed the complex emotional world of animals. It's a potent reminder that dogs, and animals in general, experience feelings of gratitude, despair, and hope, much like humans do. His tears were not just a physical reaction, but an emotional release after weeks of abandonment and suffering. It's moments like these that challenge the often dismissive view of animals as unfeeling beings. Instead, they highlight their capacity for deep emotional connections and the profound impact of even small gestures of kindness. The stranger's resolve to help Arhat demonstrates the power of individual action. It's easy to feel overwhelmed in the face of widespread neglect and abuse. But this story shows how one person's decision to intervene can change a life entirely. The journey to Moscow, the medical consultations, and the countless hours of care reflect a commitment that goes beyond basic rescue. It's about providing dignity and a second chance at life. Arhat's transformation from a neglected, immobile dog to one walking again, after months of therapy, is a testament to the effectiveness of unwavering dedication. The revelation that Arhat's condition was caused by breeding choices is particularly troubling. It underscores the ethical issues surrounding selective breeding, especially when it prioritizes aesthetics or size over health and well-being. This practice often leads to congenital problems, as in Arhat's case, leaving animals to suffer the consequences of human vanity or ignorance. Stories like his should inspire greater awareness and advocacy for ethical breeding practices, where the priority is the animal's quality of life rather than superficial traits. Another compelling aspect of the story is Arhat's psychological journey. Initially reluctant to engage in therapy, it took witnessing another dog's mobility to ignite his determination. This speaks to the importance of social and environmental stimuli in animal rehabilitation. Arhat's longing to walk like Tagir reveals a universal truth. The desire for freedom and normalcy is intrinsic to all beings. It's a powerful reminder that animals, much like humans, draw inspiration and motivation from their surroundings. The introduction of the wheelchair was a turning point, symbolizing not just a physical aid, but also a metaphor for possibility. Watching Arhat navigate this new reality, struggling yet persevering, is a poignant image of resilience. It teaches us that recovery, whether physical or emotional, is often a gradual process requiring patience, encouragement, and incremental victories. His caregiver's strategy of placing food bowls at a distance was a brilliant way to channel Arhat's natural instincts into therapeutic exercises. It's a lesson in creativity and resourcefulness when addressing complex challenges. Arhat's recovery was not without its struggles. There were moments of exhaustion and doubt, both for him and his caregiver. Yet, these challenges make his eventual triumph all the more inspiring. It's a story of mutual perseverance, where both dog and human drew strength from each other to achieve what seemed impossible. The caregiver's belief in the transformative power of love and effort encapsulates the essence of animal rescue work. It's about believing in potential, even when the odds are stacked against you. Today, Arhat's transformation is complete. He stands as a symbol of hope, a living reminder that every life has value and that change is possible with the right care and environment. His story is not just about physical recovery, but also emotional healing. He went from a state of abandonment and despair to one of love and security. This journey invites us to consider how we treat the animals in our lives and challenges us to do better, to be more mindful and compassionate. Arhat's story also calls for systemic change. While individual acts of kindness are powerful, they must be complemented by broader efforts to address the root causes of animal suffering. This includes stricter regulations on breeding practices, better education about pet ownership, and more robust support systems for rescuers and shelters. Only then can we hope to prevent stories like Arhat's from becoming commonplace. In conclusion, Arhat's journey from despair to joy is a story of resilience, love, and the transformative power of compassion. It challenges us to reflect on our responsibilities toward animals and inspires us to take action, no matter how small. His life serves as a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of neglect and adversity, recovery and happiness are possible with care and determination. Arhat is not just a survivor. He is a testament to what can happen when we choose kindness and refuse to give up on those who need us most. Today, Arhat is unrecognizable from the dog who lay near the fence, waiting for a miracle. Surrounded by people who adore him, He lives a life filled with joy and comfort. His story serves as a beacon of hope for those who dare to believe in second chances. Arhat's incredible journey reminds us that even in the darkest moments, hope can shine through with the right care and compassion. His transformation from a helpless, neglected dog into a thriving, joyful companion exemplifies the resilience of animals and the profound impact of human kindness. Stories like Arhat's inspire us to act with empathy and stand up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Thank you for joining us in celebrating his miraculous recovery and proving that every life, no matter how challenging the circumstances, is worth saving. Together, we can create more stories of hope and healing.